I'm back with another one, you guys. What's going on? Maggot 909. Back with another one. Make sure that you guys like, share, and subscribe. Like, share, and subscribe. Make sure that you hit the bell notification so you get notified with all the daily content that I have uploading every day. So right now it's going to be a quick little story time. A story that I don't share often, that I don't tell many people about, so you can get a little bit of background about where I'm from. But before we get into the story time, I just want to give a shout out to my boy Boogie Bob. I just want to give a shout out to you, brother. Thank you for bringing a light to my channel today. You're a good dude. I could tell you're a good dude. I know we look at things differently as far as politics wise, but you'll have a better understanding where I'm coming from once you see more things start coming and unfolding. That's just how I feel, you know. But you're a good dude, straight up, and I appreciate you a lot. But let me get back to my story time. Well, I'm originally I was born in Northern California, moved to San Bernardino when I was 7 years old. Been out there ever since. I've been living out there, I say, practically about 30 years or whatnot. So, lived out there, been taking care, handling business, whatever. Was a little kid, you know, got beat on, and that's a whole nother story, but I could tell you about my mom survived domestic violence, you know what I mean? Domestic violence, you know, I know about that firsthand, and that's gonna be a whole nother story, but whatnot. But yeah, I was taking care of my mom. Got two brothers, three brothers, two sisters. One sister on my mom's side and a younger sister on my dad's side. But anyway, long story short, been taking care of my mom. She was sick, you know, got diagnosed with diabetes, congestive heart failure, renal disease. She had dialysis. She had to go to 3 times a week. When she first got diagnosed with diabetes or whatever, I had recently just moved over to Philadelphia. I didn't know nobody there. I didn't have no family there. I moved out there on a humbug behind a girl, you whatnot, you know what I'm saying? And that didn't end up working out, which I wasn't really tripping about. I just wanted the true reason why I moved to the East Coast was I knew my mom was sick, and I wanted to make sure that I was a man and I was able to take care of myself if something ever happening to my mother. So I just wanted to prove to myself that I was a man and I could stand on my own 10 toes. So I packed up everything, me and my dog, we went to the East Coast. Had us a place. Yeah, we did pretty damn well, better than anybody that probably was there already, you know what I'm saying? Like, we touched down with our own place. But anyways, found out, got a phone call like 6 months, 7 months into living there. I got a phone call that my mom had kidney failure. So my brother was with my mom at the time and whatnot. I'm begging and pleading my mom. My brother begging and pleading my mom to go get checked out, get dialysis started and whatnot. She really didn't want to. So we finally convinced her. I guess it's a scary thing when a person gets that type of information and their life is on the line. You go into a state of shock, you know what I mean? So I totally understood. My mom was like my baby, everything to me. There was nothing my mom could have did. I don't care wrong or right. Nothing my mom could have did for me to turn my back on my mom or disrespect my mom. And that's the difference between a lot of youngsters these days and kids from back in the day, you know what I mean? We was cut from a different cloth, you know what I mean? My mom just had to look at me and I already knew what time it was, you know what I mean? So I didn't play that disrespectful stuff didn't come across my table. But long story short, she got sick or whatnot, and the kidney disease eventually started taking over real bad, you know, that she started having little episodes here or there that she got really sick to the point that she wanted to move back up to Northern California all of a sudden after living in San Bernardino for almost 30 years. So one day my brothers and sisters come and pick my mom up from the hospital and move her to Northern California. So they take her to my aunt's house to stay with her while I stayed back at my mom's old spot. Got everything together, packed up, and got it all ready for her to move to Northern California. So we finally moved or whatever. It was a lot of janky shit. My mom moved with my auntie, whatever. My auntie was doing some shady shit, you know what I mean, and I didn't appreciate. And but you gotta do what you gotta do at the time. The rules are different when you're staying with somebody, you know. And like I said, my mom was abruptly packed up and had to move and move straight up. She left straight from the hospital directly to my aunt's house, but she had her own place in San Bernardino or whatnot. So she moved or whatnot. I got on my grind, got everything back rolling, got everything packed up or whatever. Um, got on my hustle, got a job up in Northern California, stacked up the money, got my mom her apartment, whatnot, made sure I did what I had to do. To the point where mom was good, she didn't have to use her money or nothing to pay no bills. I made sure all her bills was taken care of, rent, everything was taken care of, so she had to worry about nothing. She just had to enjoy her life and do what she want to do. She was just shop and do what she want to do. So we living in Northern California for about a good 4 or 5 years. You know what I'm saying? And one day, man, she goes to dialysis, man, and we're talking that morning, and everything's good. Typical morning, her going to dialysis. We're joking and stuff, having fun, getting her stuff together. And my mom typically go to dialysis around 4:30 a.m. in the morning, and she'll return around like 10 o'clock in the morning, 11 o'clock. Sometimes I have to go get her, or they'll drop her off in a medical transportation van or whatnot. So one day they dropped her off, and my mom, she would take a lot of, she went through a lot of pain medication and stuff like that, different medications she would take. And I thought she was just on her pain medication one day, so I thought she was asleep or whatnot. Come to find out, I was like, something's not normal. So I called the ambulance to pick my mom up. They called me about an hour later saying that they're airlifting my mother to Modesto Doctor's Hospital, and she had a brain, pretty much, she had a stroke. You know what I mean? And I didn't know it. You know, I blame myself a long time behind that. Like, what could I did? What could I did different? You know what I mean? That I could have saved her in time. But that's what I tell you about things in life. If you're not a doctor or medical professional, I don't care if you are a doctor or a medical professional. Sometimes you don't even know what's going on or whatnot. And sometimes God's plan is God's plan, regardless of what you think you could have did if you would have had the opportunity to do so. And if you are in that situation to do something, it might not play out the way you wanted it to play out. So I thought about that a long time. So after she had a stroke, we got her back conscious, a couple months or whatever. My mom wasn't able to talk again. She was able to look and try to make gestures with her face and whatnot, but nothing was the same again until the point my mom stayed in a specialty nurses facility. And you know what I mean, I got that call one day, and my mom stayed in there about 7 months. And I got a call one day that they had to revive my mom, and they did CPR and revived her and broke her rib. And I was like, enough is enough. Me and my brothers came to the decision to take my mom off of medical support, you know what I mean, life support. You know, and that was a hard day for me that day to make that decision. And my mom ended up passing March 12th of 2017. One of the hardest days of my life, you know what I mean? It changed my life a lot. People don't understand when you lose your mom, it's totally different on a different level. It really humbles you, you know what I mean? And then going through that type of stuff to going through another battle with my wife, and my wife just got diagnosed